We left when I was about 2.5 years old, so I don't remember much. A lot of my family members have come up to visit, but I mean, I've never been able to return. So I can't say, they show me pictures and they say, oh, this is where you lived, this is where you were born, and they tell me stories about the people in the area, things like that, but I mean, I have no recollection of any of that. To me, I mean, this is basically my home. I grew up here. So once I was into school, though, my hardest challenge was picking up the language, learning a bunch of vocabulary, and then being able to socialize as a kid. You want to play with everybody, you want to have fun, and that was probably the hardest thing is trying to keep in mind this is early 2000s or something. It's really hard. Little kids, when they grew up here, it was primarily white back then, and I was just that one kid that stuck out, and I just didn't know how to talk to anyone. So I would just try, and my mom has recordings of me just mumbling, just gibberish, pretending I was speaking English because I was trying so hard. But yeah, so I got teased on a lot, even like preschool, kindergarten, and then first grade was the first year where my English was decent enough to where I actually had a friend, and then played around during recess and stuff like that. And but it wasn't until actually very recently, I would say until I was about 16, where my social skills actually fully developed, and I was actually able to kind of understand people and have and be understood a little bit more. Yeah. So 2012 came around, and Obama did the whole Dream Act, the Deferred Action. I immediately got a job at a gym, and I was still a little bit awkward at my first job, so everyone probably thought I was just that weird kid, but I didn't care at all. I was just there to work, and I just kept studying and learning and working, and I was just super happy after that. I mean, that totally turned my life around. It kind of sucks now because we're not sure what's going to happen to that program, and if I'm not allowed to work, then it's back to zero. I had healthcare up until I was 18 or 19. And then after that, they said I couldn't do it anymore. I was under the Dream Act, and the Dream Act, under that, you can only work, but you can't have healthcare whatsoever. So, and I've tried to apply for healthcare a couple different ways. I mean, as many ways as I could. Unfortunately, everything that I did was a dead end, and I've gotten sick and stuff, and I've got a couple, I've got a couple things that I've just never been able to really patch up or fix. Physically, as well as just health related. You get sick, and then you have to go in and you have to pay $50 just to get checked, and for them to tell you, oh well, this is what you need, and then kick you out. So it's just like I just wasn't able to go to the doctor basically, and home remedies is all I could do. So originally it was just we were here just trying to start up new lives, and it was known that the American dream was big, and so everyone was immigrating here. I mean, it wasn't just us. Everyone was immigrating here, and originally that was the reason was because of the American dream, and because here to make a new life. But it wasn't until more recently when people started saying, oh, we're taking the jobs, and people like us are here to do a bunch of bad things, terrorism, they were just assuming that we weren't good people and we were here to kind of try to take over or something. I don't know. There's a bunch of derogatory things that were pushed against us. One of the bigger ones now was Trump saying that he did this whole spiel about how we were rapists and terrorists, and we were just here to commit crimes, and then we were seen as the enemy.